This is Coffee Cruise, conversations for the road ahead. Grab your coffee, buckle up, and let's cruise. All right, hey friends, welcome back to Coffee Cruise, where we grab our coffee, take the long way, and have conversations for the road ahead. Today is one of our favorite types of episodes. We are back with another Behind the Brews episode. We are cruising into Trenton, Illinois, and we're sitting down with an incredible local spot, Press Coffee and Tea. So this is not just a coffee shop. It's a place built around community, creativity, and seriously good coffee. So today I have Miranda with us. Welcome, Miranda.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. So before we get too far in,
Mhm.
we're going to have a little Coffee Cruise rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay, are you
Yeah.
ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, hot or iced?
Nice.
Latte or cold brew?
I usually do lattes.
Go to order right now.
I would say the baklava latte that we have on our spring menu is really my favorite. I always do have sweet and like add some extra espresso. So,
All
but
right,
yeah.
we're soul sisters on that one. Okay, your most underrated drink on your menu?
That's tough. Okay. So hear me out. We have a thing called a press palmer, and that's our lemonade mixed with cold brew or iced tea, like a regular Arnold Palmer. But it mixed with the cold brew sounds weird, but it's actually really good. And then also, I wish more people would order like our cortados, which are basically like kind of like a mini latte, but it's equal parts espresso and milk. And then not put any sweetener in it and just like taste our actual espresso because it's
Yes.
good on its own.
I just had that
And
for the first time. I never
oh,
had a
really?
cortado, and it was almost like a little shot of espresso.
If you're like in the mood for a matcha or something, you can still get the cortado on the side,
Right.
just to have your coffee too. I think
Awesome.
it's great.
Well, you just made me want to segue then to the beginning. Can you tell us about Press and how you got started?
So I kind of got into coffee whenever I worked in the specialty department at Whole Foods for a while. I worked in Cincinnati and then I transferred to Central Weston, to be closer to home. And yeah, I mean, I learned how to barista there and just got into it. I was sick of my commute, and my parents run the print shop and newspaper. They've run the newspaper for like 35 years probably now. Their building was oversized for the space they needed.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, I could take over half and
So you're
yeah.
from originally from Trenton. Okay, cool.
Yep, grew
Awesome.
up here.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was born in South Carolina, but they moved up here when I was pretty
Okay.
young. Yeah.
35 years. They've had this exact spot,
Yeah.
this building.
Yeah.
And so now you've taken over this side. And I have
Mhm.
to say, for like a small area, like you have utilized the space and I love the design.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you. So tell me, so that's how you got started.
Uh-huh.
And then so did you have training for barista or like you just always wanted to have a coffee shop?
Well, they did train me on baristaing there. I usually worked more in the cheese department, and that one's kind of like my big dream before it was like to have like a cheese and wine bar, but I didn't really think that would work in Clinton County, Trenton.
Right.
I thought maybe I could like introduce it later if we
Mhm.
grew or if we take over that side one day, maybe.
I love it.
But yeah, I thought this would be a good way to start because I love all of it.
Because you're more than just coffee, you do teas too.
Mhm. Yep,
So,
and
tell us
smoothies.
just walk us through your menu real quick.
Oh, it's big. But yeah, I mean, our biggest seller is definitely our lattes and espresso drinks, but then we also have smoothies, protein smoothies. We can do like protein coffees and protein cold foam. We have these things we call press boxes, which I kind of describe as like adult Lunchables. They're
I
just like
love that.
yeah, like a little better cheese and meat mixtures. We like switch it up. We have one that's like a Mediterranean box with like hummus and pickled onions, olives, that kind of stuff
That is
too.
awesome. That's like
Yeah,
that's like my lunch every day.
it doesn't leave you feeling like too full and you need a nap.
That's awesome. Okay, so right now I saw you have your spring menu. What is your signature drink and what is one that is ordered the most right now?
Um, I think probably the most popular on the spring menu would be the Teddy Graham latte. It's really good as well. But like for our specialty lattes that we have year round, everybody loves the butter brew. Like,
Really?
yeah.
You have so many unique flavors. I love it. So, like, do you come up with all of this? Is that what the fun is, like,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
attraction?
some of the girls, like, it depends on who it is, but like, some of them really get into like mixing different flavors and coming up with recipes too. And like, I love that. I finally organized our recipe binder and we've got like 40 pages of lots.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, they make up stuff too sometimes and contribute. And I'm just like, make it for me.
Yeah,
I'll taste it. And if I think it's good, we'll use it. We'll feature it.
I love it. Now do your baristas, do you do training with them, or how do you
Oh,
what yeah, I'm so
yeah.
curious about, like, what that's all about,
Yeah,
or what
no.
it's like.
I train them and then like also for fun, it's not like as in depth, but like we do evening like barista 101 classes sometimes. Like I bring groups of like 4 to 5 back there because it's a tight space.
Right.
And you want to be able to like see what I'm doing. But I have people pull their own shots, steam some milk, and I'm
Oh,
there to
that's
like
fun.
guide them
I
if
love it.
it
I
needs
have
to.
no training beyond, just at home and just having a strong passion, but I would love to do something like that. I'm just, like, curious by nature. So, what I have read from online is that you like to feature local artists, and I've been in here before when you've had other, like, pop-up vendors.
Yeah, so I wish we had like some more paintings and drawings and stuff like we used to, but like this guy Myron, he does stained glass here in town, and like he'll come and switch them out as people buy them and
It's
everything.
beautiful.
Yeah, he has some really good stuff. But then like at one point we had the guy that owns JDS Auto Body here in
Okay.
town, his name's Jeremy Hooker. He is really, talented with, like, doing the, paint jobs for, like, hot rods and things, and he, like, painted some tumblers and mugs, and, like, we had those to sell in here for a while, and, yeah, we have had, like, featured bakers. That started whenever, Berkman's in New Baden was, like, closing up for him to deal with some family stuff,
Oh,
and, yeah, the only way to really get away with selling that legally is, like, if they have a cottage license, they have to be in here to sell it, like, we can't just take it and sell it
right.
directly, but that was fun because 'cause we've had, like, 2 different cottage bakers that were featured here.
I love it. I love the
Mhm.
concept, and it's very welcoming in here, and I love businesses that support other local businesses, and it's really good for the community too, and it just brings people together.
Mhm.
That's, something I know I look for.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
okay, so I know I'm kinda jumping around, but how long has this been open? Because I just discovered it last year.
Mm.
Were you on the coffee trail? I can't remember if I discovered it from the coffee trail,
Okay.
or I know some friends told me, like, "I have to try this place," and it's not terribly far.
Yeah, so we've been open since 2019. There was, like, I don't know, I think it was, like, a 4 to 6-month period that we did actually close, um
Due to COVID, because that was right around COVID, wasn't it?
well, okay, so our first year anniversary is when all the COVID
Oh,
regulations came out,
no.
yeah. So for a while there, we just only did online orders, and, it would just be myself and another barista, and we'd just bring them all out to the cooler. That's, like, how the cooler pickup concept kind of
I
came
didn't even know
about.
you did that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
so,
I love
yeah, and luckily at the time, there was this girl, that had gone to West Glen where I went to, and, she just got out of college and was, like, wanting to build a website, and, like, she did it for us for free because 'cause I'm not good at that. That was really nice of her.
yeah.
Shout out Allison Wood.
Alright, Allison, way to go,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. But I was really thankful that for that because I don't mean, I don't know how we would have survived
Yeah,
without it. I mean, I
right.
guess call in orders, but that's a little more time
But it
consuming.
says a lot if you think about it, like, how coffee has evolved and, people use well, I still make it at home, but it's
Yeah.
still
Mm,
not the same.
mm,
Everybody's looking for that comfort, for that experience, so during COVID, the fact that people left their house to come get a coffee
yeah,
and it sustained you, and
for
so
sure.
that's amazing.
We were, in our infancy,
Yeah.
basically.
I was gonna ask you, like, what community means to you, and, you can elaborate more on that, but I think that what you just said was perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a
Mm,
small town, and the fact that they kept you brewing,
yeah, yeah.
literally.
I mean, I'm, like, amazed every time, something is happening with someone in town and people know about it, like, they're so supportive and, like, do fundraisers or are willing to give what they can. If it's not monetary, it's just support on social
Anything,
media
right.
or spreading the word is, like, very important too.
Okay. Was there a moment? where you thought, "This is exactly why we opened this, and this is what I wanna keep doing and expanding upon?"
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of when we do the classes or like we're gonna start doing more evening events again, like we had live music and stuff like that last summer. And I think those evening events are like really fun because it's something different. You're up here at night and you can just tell that like it is bringing people together. People are making connections.
That's awesome. You are, like, so creative, and you have I didn't even know all these different things that you have, and it's just it's overwhelming in a good way, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have plans or ideas for the future for expansion? Anything that you would wanna share?
Yeah, I mean, I really would like to start offering some like hot choices, like maybe just like getting a little panini press and like doing like a lunch feature or a good breakfast sandwich. We don't have a ton of space, definitely not like a full commercial kitchen here.
Right.
So I'm limited on what I can do, but right now at least. But you never know. Someday might expand and I really would like a drive-through if I do, like, a southern
Oh, yeah, that would
location,
be nice.
which I live in Belleville.
Well, Belleville would be very lucky to have you because,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
there's, like there are actually a few downtown. And
No,
Long
that's great.
Story right there, I just did, my sister and I just went there the other day, and that was the space is really neat there.
Yeah,
But yeah, how cool would that be to, like, even have, like, a coffee truck or
yeah,
something, you know?
yeah,
So,
that one's an idea, like, I would love that too.
yeah.
I'm kind of torn with what to do, but I've looked at 2 buildings on, like, Lebanon Avenue. One was, like, an old vape shop, but it has, like, a drive-through window already set up,
Right.
so that would be awesome. Then I heard that Dutch Brothers is apparently
Yeah.
coming to Belleville, and I was like, "Of
I just
course
heard
they
that
are."
too, which I'm gonna say, Dutch Bros is exciting to me just because they have, like, all these sugar-free options, but, like,
Okay.
I'm Dutch Brosed
Mm,
out right now. I'm sick of
yeah.
their lines. I'm
Yeah.
sick of, people will get sick of it because what I think, from a coffee enthusiast myself, is
Mhm.
that I love driving around, getting out of the house, driving a little bit. If I have to drive an hour for coffee to have a different experience, to have that, that comfortable interaction with somebody
Yeah.
and to know that they're custom making my coffee,
Yeah.
like when I came in here and I thought I knew I wanted to order your Italian,
Mm.
wedding cake because that sounds phenomenal, and
Mhm.
you offered up, "Well, would you like to try this carrot cake? Because I made this syrup myself, and,
Yeah.
it's got this amazing cream cheese cold foam on top."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so how often do you do that where you make your own, syrups?
Um, I try to do it, like, with every season pretty
Yeah,
much. Like, I do my own gingerbread one around Christmas and stuff like that. So, I mean, I try to. I wish I could do it more often. I
mhm,
wish we could only have homemade stuff. You can, like, keep those out on the counter while you're like, during service, but you
right,
need to refrigerate them overnight, so you need extra refrigeration
yeah.
space, and it's a whole
Well,
thing.
I think it's cool that even if you just have one, because I don't see that like many other places,
Um,
or they just don't talk about it. And I,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's something I don't know if you do talk about it, but you should,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that excited me.
I'm glad we still had some because it usually only lasts like the week. So,
That's divine
yeah.
intervention right there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Hey, Miranda, you should have a coffee flight." And you said, "I do." So tell me about the coffee flight that I'm coming back. Like, what time do you open?
6:30 AM, we'll be here. But yeah, so it has, 4 basically mini lattes. They're 8-ounce lattes. We just put a shot in them, and, like, reduce the ratio of syrups and all that, and that way you can try 4 different ones at a time and decide what your favorite is without having to, buy them large.
And
And,
it's fun
yeah,
too. Like, it's just
yeah.
exciting.
People love it, but I wish I need to probably push that online
Yeah,
more
you should.
because we are kind of off the beaten path, like, for the metro area.
But people will
Oh,
travel.
yeah,
They
for
will.
that
Yeah.
kind of stuff where you can sit down and have an experience
Yeah, and, like, do you ever do any of events or anything,
over there.
or anywhere?
Mm,
There's a lot I think there used to be a brewing event, I don't know if it's in Trenton or close nearby. They'd have vendors and crafts and other so do you ever participate in
yeah.
things like that?
Yeah, so we've, like, done Harvest Hop here in Trenton, but then, like, we just did the spring market in New Baden. We do a lot of, like, the New Baden markets. We got asked to do an event in Edwardsville next weekend is next weekend, the
Ah,
18th.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like an Earth Day event out there.
Fun.
So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna be like the only beverage vendor. So I was like, yeah, let's, get some
Dude, that's
exposure out
amazing,
there too.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, this was, like, maybe a year ago whenever I discovered you guys,
Hmm.
and it was the best thing. I would just get in my Jeep and just drive, and then I came across this, and I'm like, "Oh, look at this cute little town," and I love that you played off of your parents' business, right? So
Really, it went well. I'm really glad. So sorry, Dan, but his first idea, he was like, "Well, it's mostly gonna just be people stopping by in the morning, like, on their commute and, like, blah, blah, blah. We'll just call it commuter coffee." And I was like, "That sounds, like, robotic." Like,
it
'cause
does,
it's like, "No." Nice try, but we're
right.
not doing that. It did take me a while to come up, like, with something, but the one word thing I think is
Press, yeah.
better, like,
Well, and literal like,
yeah.
you have the newspaper,
Uh-huh.
and then you have press, and you literally
Yeah.
have to press for your
Yeah, like tamping
espresso. Right,
shots and print
exactly.
presses. Yeah, it
And, like,
works.
there's something with coffee and newspaper, right? I'm fascinated by the the culture of coffee and how it has evolved over time, but the deep meaning behind it always is to
Mhm.
slow down, to have these conversations, connections, and to enjoy it, and
Yeah.
there's, like, just something special about that. And that sip means it's time for Coffee Cruise Confessions. What is your most toxic coffee habit? Like, for example, do you put ice in your hot coffee to cool down? Do you lick the cold foam off the lid? Shout out, I do that sometimes. And do you have coffee all day, every day? I also do that.
Yes. I mean, I
Yes.
usually am drinking all day, every day. I kind of drink an absurd amount of espresso. But I think like going other places, my toxic trait is maybe I have to get like two things. And like that's kind of why I was like, get a cortado if you want to try their
Yeah.
matcha too, or their chai or whatever. But like I just when I go to new places, I'm like, I want to like get a variety.
Sample, yeah.
And so, yeah, I, like, spend too much at other
Oh, me too. I
places.
mean, look, I came in here and I was like, coming to get coffee. And I'm like, you have bath bombs? Here, one of each. Do you have
Yeah.
sugar scrubs that you have coffee and you collaborate with? And stickers, like, I
Mhm.
think whenever I first came in here to talk to you about this, I already did my sticker trade, but anybody who listens knows that's my first thing. Like, I trade stickers and I take the stickers from all the places I've gone. So, Gatlinburg, Arizona, everywhere I travel, I go and I get the stickers and I put them on this board. And so, one day I can't wait to use that as my backdrop if I ever actually do video of this. Okay, we're going to wrap this up, but I do have one last question for you. So, for anyone listening who has a dream, maybe they're dreaming of opening a shop, just starting something new, what advice would you give to them?
Alright. So, I would say hold strong to your standards and remember that, like, consistency is key.
Hmm.
Like, nobody's gonna keep coming back if it's only good when one barista is working. It should always taste the same. And yeah, be picky about who you choose to bring into your circle
I
because, like, it's much easier to just work the extra shift yourself, honestly, than, like, have to get rid of a toxic employee or,
right.
how much damage that can do quickly to, you know, pe people are more forgiving of, like, chains than they are local places. If they have one bad experience at a local place, like, they're not likely to come back. So it can do a lot of damage pretty quickly if, we get a bad seed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Like, I never thought about that, but that's a good point. You're right. People are way more forgiving. And so why?
How
Like,
many times has
right.
McDonald's messed up your order, but you keep
Yeah,
going back? I'm like,
exactly.
so
That's an interesting psychology. Like, I swear I should have been a psychologist or in something like that. I said that was the last question, but I lied. What do you wish you knew before starting?
Hmm, just that, like, no matter how many different things you offer, how many, like, hours you're open, whatever, you're not gonna be for everybody. People are still gonna complain. Just have confidence in yourself that, like, you're put like, is it up to your standards of, like, you think this is good espresso and you think this is a good product, like, and don't let the negative outweigh the positive because it's easy to focus on the one bad comment when there's hundreds of great ones.
Exactly.
Just don't do it. I mean, you don't have to.
That's right, and that goes for anything in life. That's what I love about these conversations too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just be confident and live your life. Don't worry about everybody else. What
Mhm.
just enjoy yourself. It feels good to get great comments and great feedback.
Yeah.
But really,
Mm.
who are you trying to impress? You're trying to just live your dreams
Yeah.
and make yourself feel good. And so,
And it's definitely easier said than done. And,
right,
like, I feel like the older I get, the less I care about other like, you wanna care about with your
right,
customer's experience, but, the opinions that are just obviously
right.
angry
Some
people.
people are just hateful.
And I tell my girls that too with, like, customer service. I'm like, "If somebody's being super rude to you, like, it's because of something going on with them.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't done anything, like, super wrong, I'm
Yes.
sure. Don't let it get to you and ruin your whole day. Just know they've got other stuff going on in their life."
Yeah, you never know what's going on with people in their lives, and the same for, the people that you have working here, but, like, I
Right.
do love that you kinda emphasize the customer service, and it's something I even talked about, with other local coffee shops because that is really what makes this special, right?
I There's super, like, snobby coffee places too that,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like you can walk in and, like, they won't even acknowledge that you've walked in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, within, like, 10 seconds of somebody coming through the door, you should say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Or let them know it's gonna be just a second.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, communication is key with anything in
yeah,
life.
I get it. Like, no, there's an artistry to roasting and dialing in shots. Like for Trenton, people want sweet lattes here, which
Yeah.
I kind of hate that I have to, put a bunch of sugar in a lot of drinks I make, but I encourage them to try it on its own. It can stand on its own.
Yeah.
And it makes me like so excited when like it's Christmas time and like out of towners are here from larger cities and they're like, "Oh, this is actually good espresso." And I'm like, "I know it is." But like, I mean, sometimes they really are surprised because a lot of like small local places will have like the gross, like pre-flavored
Yeah.
coffee and like,
Like the gas
uh,
station
uh,
coffee, basically.
yeah,
No, that's not what this is,
it's
people.
not where
Yeah.
it's at. We fresh roast every week.
So
Yeah.
you actually roast your
Well,
own beans?
okay. So I learned how and I
Okay.
did it myself for a while. I would probably need a refresh right now from the guys at First Crack. Like you can rent out your time on the machine and blah blah blah. I've been having them toll roast for me though, because it's not that much more expensive. And like I've got a girl out right now and sometimes it's more important for me to be
Right.
here
Yeah,
than
you've gotta
in
make
St. Louis.
trade-offs.
Yeah.
That's a
But
important part of being an entrepreneur, yes,
yeah.
or anything in life, again.
But I do miss it, and I'm gonna go back to it,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but I, like, love how it's almost, like, meditative,
Yes.
So, like
Ceremonial, yeah.
yeah, it's a way different vibe than doing the customer service, going through rushes up here.
Yeah.
It's just you and the roaster
Right.
and some coffee
Some
beans.
music and just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's what coffee cruise is to me. It's like therapy, meditation, and then I get to
mhm.
come here and connect with people and, if I get anything out of this, it's good coffee and conversations, and so,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, just thank you so much for,
Of course.
being willing to sit down with me, but yeah, the fact that I, found you before I even started this, like, and then I came in here and we just, like, instantly connected, like, I knew I definitely
Yeah.
wanted to feature you guys, so really
Thank
appreciate it. Thank you
you.
so much. Okay, coffee cruisers, that is a wrap to episode 8 and our second Behind the Brews segment. I absolutely love these sessions. I enjoy talking to Miranda so much. But before we wrap up this stop on our coffee cruise, there is something that Miranda shared with me after we recorded that I just couldn't leave out. So, Miranda actually has her master's in social work. And while she may not use it in the traditional sense every day, you can feel that heart in everything she's built here. I found out that a percentage of their bagged retail coffee, called Camille Coffee, goes towards helping addicts and people in recovery. So, whether that's supporting rehab, connecting them with resources, or just helping someone rebuild a routine and a sense of purpose, it all matters. And that mission is deeply personal for Miranda, as I learned that she tragically lost her younger sister, Zoe Camille, to an overdose in 2017. And this is one of the ways that she honors her, by turning something as simple as a cup of coffee into something that gives back, supports others, and creates change. And I think that speaks volumes. Honestly, that's just the beginning of the conversation. I told Miranda that these are the sort of subjects I'd love to dive more into. And so I've welcomed her back for another coffee cruise in the future. And I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to go deeper into that, talk more about addiction recovery, and how we as a community can show up better to support people and help break the stigma and judgment that so many face. Because I know a lot of people out there, they know somebody in a similar situation, and addiction is just a very cruel disease. So we can all do better in helping those around us to learn and to understand how to help and support in better ways. Because at the end of the day, we all deserve redemption. We all deserve support. And we all deserve a chance to rebuild. I really think those are the kind of conversations that are worth having. And that's what makes places like Press so special. It's not just about the drinks. Although, yes, I will absolutely be back for that latte flight. But it's really about community compassion and creating a space where people feel seen, supported, and connected. And speaking of those flights, I have to add this because it's too good not to share. You can actually get their flights to go, which means coffee flights for a picnic, a road trip, or just cozying up at home. And if coffee isn't your thing, they also offer tea flights, lemonade flights, and even seasonal hot chocolate flights. And clearly, people are willing to make the trip because Press was actually the third most visited stop on the Southern Illinois Coffee Trail in 2025. That's pretty incredible when you think about the size of Trenton compared to some much bigger surrounding towns. So, if you're ever cruising through Trenton, Illinois, this is definitely a stop you don't want to miss. And hey, maybe grab a bag of coffee while you're there, because now you know it means a whole lot more.
Thanks for riding with us. We'll see you at the next stop.